What's up, guys? It's Melissa here. It is my opening day of the 2022 turkey season, April 30th. So I have the second season in Michigan here. We're headed up to Big Rapids to hunt on some private property and hopefully get some luck on there. A little background history on here. We went here last year. We got one. Tyler called one in and it spooked off when it was probably 30 yards from us, or from me I should say. He didn't see it, but I saw it working in, so maybe that was part of the issue. But anyways, we also scared a ton off the roost last year here, so that did not help our odds at all either. This year I'm not 100% sure where we're setting up. We need to talk about that because I've been torn between two spots on the property for like the last week now. We do know though for a fact that they're roosting in the same spots that they were last year, or at least in general, like very close to the same spots as last year. So we have a good idea of where they're at right now roosting. My cousin saw them go up on the roost last night, so we have an idea of where they are. We know there's some turkeys out on the property at least. This is my first ever turkey, if I get one. I'm not jinxing anything here because everyone's been like, oh, you should, if you don't get one of these turkeys, then there's something wrong. Yeah, we are 10 minutes out from the spot and I'm getting nervous. We woke up at 3:45 this morning to drive up to Big Rapids. I probably slept like 2 hours because I was excited, so there's that for me. The weather is 46 out right now, which is decently warm for the weather we've been having, although yesterday was a nice day, so we have that going for us. I think it's a little bit windy today, not bad, but I think there's a little bit of a breeze. We're gonna get this thing started and hopefully we'll catch you in the next scene with some turkey action.
Babe, nice shot. Nice.
It's still out there.
You can pick him up. He's done. Just grab him, babe.
Can I grab his neck?
Where's his feet? He's done, man. You smoked him. Sorry, I'm not even filming.
Is this thing like alive still?
No. Don't be like Evan.
Is it still alive?
No.
I picked it up with clothes for it.
Babe, you absolutely smoked him.
I literally don't even know. I don't even remember aiming at it. I'm still shaking.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay, Melissa got her first turkey. This is actually like my first, like, large animal, bigger than a squirrel or partridge. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Maybe that'll end my my hunting drought of like 10 years. So we're up here in Big Rapids on my cousin's property, like I said in the intro. It was a crazy morning. We got up at like 3:45, got out here, it was an hour drive, got out here probably at like 5:15 maybe, set up the decoys in this field. We're actually, like, you'll see in the video, we're kind of like in a little bit of a field. It's actually his shooting range that he has out on his property. So I picked this spot because I knew that I was really back and forth on two spots, and I knew that this spot was like close to a swamp that is probably only like 50 to 100 yards that way. And I knew maybe they would roost up around that. I knew for a fact they roosted up by the pond, which is another like 150 yards that way. And there's kind of just like some good like rolling hills back here. We got set up, and I kind of wanted to be like on the same level as them. I didn't want to have them like have to go down and up hills and stuff to get to us. So I kind of want to set up here. When we first got out here at like 5:20ish, I would say it was, we heard some owls just making some calls. The owls were, and we heard a turkey shock gobble, and it was really early, and I was like, oh my gosh. And it was close. It was probably only like 80 yards to 100 yards from us. So I was like, okay, this might be a good hunt. I don't want to jinx myself yet. This might be a good hunt. They went silent for a decent amount of time, probably until like 5:50ish. Shooting light was probably 10 after 6. They went silent for a while. You could tell like the woods were starting to wake up closer to 6 o'clock. They were shot gobbling a little bit more. They were shot gobbling to the wind. Was our next call we heard was a big gust of wind came through, and they shot gobbled at that. We probably heard like at one point like 4 different birds gobbling at just anything, and then they started being really vocal right after shooting light. I would say right around shooting light, and we heard some hens started calling, and we're like, okay, we don't want to get cut off by the hens because we know we're so close to these turkeys. Like, we don't want to miss this opportunity. So we used this light call for a little while, and I don't think it was loud enough with this wind, so we kind of switched over to I think it was his Woodhaven triple reed, wasn't it? And that got him going right away. He did some cuts at him, and they immediately like were cutting him off and calling to him. He got in a little calling match with some hens, and that was kind of fun to hear. And I think that's really what kind of got them stirred up, because I was scared for a hot minute that the hens were going to cut us off because they were so close. But you'll see in the video, like, they basically just started, because there's a trail that goes around the pond, and they just started, like, working up towards the pond, and or up that trail towards us, and I was like, Tyler's like, they see the decoys, and I was like, yeah. And there was, like, one coming up. I saw a hen get off the roost, and then Tom was behind it. I was like, okay, we got one Tom, one hen at least. And they just started working up, and it was just like they were coming out of nowhere. All of a sudden, like, these 3 Toms just come up, and you'll see in the video, and they're just like fully fanned out right from the start of that trail to this field here. And they're just like are strutting towards us, like they're on a mission, you know they're coming. And they kind of just like stare for like a good like minute or two, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like my heart is beating like crazy. And Tyler's like, don't move. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I was like, okay, which one are we gonna shoot? We were trying to figure it out because we wanted to make sure the camera was focused on the right bird. So we're just still going, and he's like, okay, just wait till like they separate, one separates, turns its head. And we were kind of watching this one on the right, and I was like, well, it's the middle one, and then it kind of like shifted. We decided to go for the right one. I was like, okay, the right one. And as soon as it turned its body, we hit it, and I was like, he's like, shoot, right at the same time as I pulled the trigger, and it dropped. It didn't even flop, so that was good. That was wild. And then, of course, I'm still, like, running out there. I'm only, like, 5 yards from the thing, and there's still a Tom out there fanned out. Like, he's, like, ready to go. And I'm like, well, I got one live one and one dead one to fight. But then they just all ran off. I don't know where they went. Probably to the fields, I would say. But that was wild. That was fun. That was crazy. I knew the birds would come in early and fast, but I didn't realize they would come in that fast. I'm juiced. I had to get that out last year in Evan's video. Juiced. So there it is. I'm juiced. But yeah, it probably has like a 9-inch beard. We'll get specific measurements. We don't have anything to measure out here right now. It's a solid like thick beard, and then we got probably like 3/4 inch spurs. Well, whoa! Okay, I think we're gonna go clean this up, take a nap, and I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know what we're gonna do. So, we'll catch you on hopefully Tyler's hunt. He'll be next. And hopefully we get some luck. Deuce.